from Menasha, Wisconsin. And I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. I think you can. So I've got a little help behind the scenes here. Sarah, how do I get my comments coming up on the screen?
Go to the right-hand side and click on comments.
Okay, great. Oh, look it. Can you guys hear me? This is all very new. This is fancy, fancy stuff. Okay. I see okay, good. Thank you, Bonnie. I see so many of you coming in here. I am actually live tonight on Facebook and YouTube. It is a Christmas miracle. Oh my gosh. So my friend and team member, Sarah, is behind the scenes. She is the one who introduced me and shared this StreamYard with me. And we've been using it for the Stamp Happy live parties that we do once a month, Dina Barb and I. But I'm still feeling very unsure about how this all works. And you guys are getting a little different view of my office here tonight. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. You are back the old way. Yay. Thank you, Diane. We can read the writing on your shirt. See, for me, when I look at it, it's backwards. So I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know that. All right, look at everybody coming in. This is so exciting. So, and right on Facebook, I will just pop right up and you guys can come and watch me. Those of you that are used to watching me on YouTube, it's the same. I give you a link, it goes right in there. Yay. I hope we don't have any, just be aware that there will probably be some technical difficulties until I get really used to this. But there's a lot of fancy stuff here. And if you guys see me talking, but you can't hear me, somebody message me. Just post a comment right away. And I'll get that figured out. We've got some fancy stuff going on the screen. So I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I see so many coming in, so many familiar names, some new names. Hi, Courtney and Beverly and Karen and Carol and Mary and Robin and Judy and Melanie and Pat. And oh my gosh, it's just on Marcia and Susan and Mary, so many people. Thank you very much, Melanie, for clicking on that like button and also sharing this video. I so appreciate it. So, gosh, I've had a busy, busy week. It's Bee's birthday. Happy birthday, Bee. How fun is that? I hope you've had a fantastic day. I see Linda in here. Linda just rejoined my team. First of all, for all my new team members, thank you so much for picking me. We had a great promotion that went on in May to join, and I had so many new team members join. So I just want to say welcome. Oh, crown. I forgot the crown. Sorry. Oh, and now I'm froze. No, I'm still going on my phone too. I hope that I'm not froze for everybody. And sorry. Anyways, I forgot my crown. It's a little nerve-wracking, all the fancy stuff. And Tina had a wedding and she had an old fashioned. Oh, you're going to stick to your cosmopolitans. Did you have a Southern Comfort old fashioned though, Tina? That's what inquiring minds really want to know. I did not have any old fashions this weekend. Dang it. I actually went over to my mom's house on Saturday morning. I worked late. I don't think I went to bed till 3:30 or 4 in the morning Friday night. I had a lot of stuff I needed to get done. And then I ran over to my mom's house in the morning and had a wonderful time there. I took a great big 4-pound pork roast and all the fixins, and I browned that up really quick and got it in the roaster in the oven. And it was off to the flower shops for me, the Amish greenhouses over by my mom's house. She lives right in the middle of Wisconsin. They're just fantastic. So I headed to the greenhouses and bought the rest of my flowers. I was going to post pictures today and I got wrapped up in trying to get my projects done for tonight. So But I made a pork roast and potatoes and carrots all in the roaster. And then I made gravy to go with that. Oh, and a cornbread cream corn dish called Potluck Special. And that's one of our favorites. I don't ever make it when at home because nobody will eat it. No, Steve doesn't like cornbread, so he won't eat it. It's got a pack of cornbread, one of those little box cornbread things, which is kind of dumb because I know how to make cornbread, but whatever. That's what the recipe calls for. It's got cornbread and cream corn and oil and onions and pimento. So we put up some, what are those little green things? Not jalapenos, but my mom had a can of them. She said she likes them in there. And eggs. And you just mix it up and throw it in the oven. And it's just delightful. Jiffy cornbread. Yes, Bonnie, that was Jiffy cornbread. Mickey says yuck. Come on, Mickey. We love cornbread. Or I do. At my mom's house, we like it, not my husband. Yeah, chilies, green chilies, Melanie. That's what it was. Thank you, bodies. Yes. Threw that in there. And we had that along with the carrots and the potatoes and the pork roast. And then I made gravy. And then I made a chocolate torte. Don't tell Steve, because when I told him I made the pork roast and that stuff, he was like, what am I, chopped liver? Because I don't really cook around here that much. But I want to help out when I go to my mom's house. My sister's doing a really good job taking care of my mom. She's been kind of sick lately. They're trying to get that figured out. She just has like no energy. And so it's been kind of, concerning. She sleeps a lot. She has good days and not so good days. Good days where maybe she can go to lunch with a friend. But now my sister started taking her instead of my mom driving and picking the friend up. So it's been kind of dicey. So anyways, I like to go up. I was there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this last week. And then I went up Saturday to Sunday and cook the meals and make the desserts and do all that stuff. So I'm just trying to help out a little bit. Thank you so much, Judy. I appreciate it. But we had a wonderful time. My mom's doing pretty good this weekend. And she enjoyed all the food. And I have to tell you, my mom makes a mean pork roast with all the stuff. Mine does not compete with hers. It was good, but I could have used some more salt, and the potatoes could have used more salt, and whatever. My mom makes a really good pork roast dinner, and I have some work to do. But my chocolate torte was to die for. That's what I love to do. I love to bake and make desserts and stuff like that. So anyways, it was really fun. I got a ton of flowers, and the great big giant hanging baskets were $25. I know they're ridiculously cheap there. They would have cost $50 around here. $25 and they were $5 off. So instead of buying a whole bunch of little plants to put in all my planters that I have all over the place, I just bought hanging baskets, and I'm going to take them out of that basket and plop them in my pot and call it a day. That's called working smarter, not harder, right? Good grief. I thought it was a great idea. So super stoked about that. I had the kids, I took the babies with me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to my mom's house, and we went down to the river. And there's some like little pools alongside the river that are real shallow. Like they don't go over your knees pretty much. Anyways, we went down to the river and we played in the water, and I had to keep taking Val's rain boots off and dumping all the water out of them because she'd get it a little too deep and go over her little tiny leg boots. And we collected some rocks and we went four-wheeling, and it was just a lot of fun. Val got to go out and help feed the chickens. My sister has a bunch of chickens, and there's baby chicks, and got to do all that stuff. So that was really cool. And yeah, it was fun. We slept in the camper. So it's like a little sleepover every night in the camper. Like we're camping, only we're right in my mom's yard. So oh, Jolene says she does that with hanging plants too. Yay, Jolene. That's really, it's a really smart way to do it if your plants aren't too expensive, right? The hanging ones. But I got tons and tons of flowers. So the kids are going to be here tomorrow, and I figure that is a great time, and they can help me plant flowers. And I'll teach them all the things I know about planting flowers. So my hair is so long. It is. And you know what? I've been kind of not doing anything to it a lot lately. And look at it. It's not so fuzzy and it's getting some curl back. And I really kind of like it. So thanks. So anyways, yeah, it's been super busy and got the kids all day tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday, we don't have them. Steve brought the boat home when I drove in the driveway today from my mom's house. The boat was parked in the driveway, and I got out and I said, "Ooh, that's what I like to see sitting in my driveway." So, I think last week when I talked to you guys, is that when the people were coming to open my pool, or was that the week before where we found out that it's pretty much trashed and we can't open it? So, Steve brought the boat home and he says, well, since we can't do anything in the pool, we'll be boating. But okay, I'm in. Sounds like fun. For those of you that may have missed it, I don't know what happened, but over the winter, we have an in-ground swimming pool and the liner needs to be replaced. Like we're first on the list for a new liner. It's got a liner in it, even though it's underground in the ground. And the liner pulled all the way away from the stairs, and it was leaking so much water that Steve filled it up one day. They came to open the pool the next day and it was already down below what he filled up, so we can't turn it on until we get it fixed. Keep your fingers crossed for me because I think this is going to be so expensive. The fix, I think there's a problem with the plumbing, so anyways, it's just money, right? I worked so hard for that money. So we should be boating, and Steve told me that Val's life jacket looks like it's going to be too small for her, so I need to get a new one of those. So I'm on it. Like I am on it. I'm looking forward to that. But what else is happening? I don't really have a job report. I saw him. He was out push mowing the push mowing part of his lawn. He has a rider, but I think he push mows the front because it's not very big. And I waved and he waved. That's it. That's all I got on John. That's it. Steve gave him some of his walleye that he brought home from Lake Erie for, like just kind of keeping an eye on things. And he did take the garbage out for me when I went to Disney and brought it back in. So there's that. We had to reward him for that for sure. And what else is happening? Not much. I don't think. It's June 1st, and we have an amazing special going on this month. And I'm going to bring that up on my screen. So just hang with me. And if I disappear or you can't hear me, leave a comment so I know what's going on. This is fancy. Are we ready? Nope, not banners. Media assets. Nope. Oh, Sarah made it for me. Sarah, I got it. Media presentation. Hang on. There it is. This month we have, it starts on June 3rd. Today's only the 1st. So starting Tuesday, I'm glad I'm reading what you can see. All sweets and sweet products are buy one, get one 50% off. And I'm pretty sure you guys, if you buy anything in a suite, if you buy the bundle and you decide to get the designer paper, the first thing is full price. The second thing is 50% off. And I believe we have some brand new stuff coming out Tuesday. I'm not on top of my game tonight because I was gone all weekend. But just so you know that I think we have some new products coming out Tuesday, and those are going to be included in the sale. So, okay. And nobody's telling me that they can't hear me. So I'm doing really good. Bonnie, it is an exciting sale. Like we've never had a sale like this before, ever. It's amazing. Can we order the tote bag now? Heather, I don't know what tote bag you're talking about. So you let me know what tote bag you're talking about. Because we don't have a tote bag right now. If you're talking about the April sales challenge, that's a demonstrator team thing. And put that question on our team Facebook group and I'll be able to help you out there and do a little more investigating. So yeah, and I'm happy to see you here, Heather. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so So we don't have to buy the entire suite. Nope, you do not have to buy the entire suite. This is the craziest sale ever, Rhonda. And that's a really good question. And I think it is July 3rd. What's July 3rd, Judy? The sale starts on June 3rd. June 3rd. It says right there, June 3rd through the 30th. And it's while supplies last. So just know that. And I'll be giving you some more information on that too. The strawberry slush bag is a sales incentive for demonstrators. And starting in June sometime, and I don't know the exact date, when you put in a demonstrator order, if you earned that strawberry slush bag, it is coming with your first order. Yeah, June 3rd. So you'll get it with your first demonstrator order after June 3rd. So thank you for that, Jolene. I appreciate it. Hang on, I got a hair tickling me. There it is. Oh, nope. There it is. Don't you hate that? Okay. Anything else happening? I don't think so. I do have prizes. Prizes right here. Yay. Okay, hang on. So there are 3 ways to earn prizes from me. Oh, let me get rid of this. I'm going to go back to, oh, I just hit my knee. Yes, no. Yes, the lesser, I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I thought that's what I said, Joan, that the lesser of the 2 items will be half off. Yes. If I didn't say that, that is what I meant. And can you guys still hear me? I think you can. Okay. So prizes, we have prizes. First of all, there are 3 ways that you can earn prizes from me. And the first way is by leaving a comment. So please make sure that you leave a comment. And thanks for the thumbs up, Melanie. I appreciate it. Please make sure you leave a comment so you can be entered in the drawing to win fabulous prizes. First of all, I have adhesive backed pearl trio. Oh, these are beautiful pearls. And for leaving a comment on my last live, which was last Sunday, I have Marva Dahoney of Millerton, New York. These are going to be Happy Mail in your mailbox soon. It'll probably take a little while to get to New York, but you're going to get some fun Happy Mail. Congratulations. The second way that you can win fabulous prizes from me is by sharing this video. Now, if you're on YouTube, there's a share button right underneath the video. There's also a place where it says see more, and that's where you're going to find information on all the different things that I share. And I'm going to go out to that video right now. You're not going to be able to see me doing that, I hope. But I'm going to go to that video because I shared some stuff underneath the video in the description with you. And yep, it says that I am live right now. Oh, I hope this doesn't mess anything up. I don't think it will. So I've got a link in there about the brand new online class. Sunrise Sailing is our brand new online class for June. There's a link in there to all the details. This is an amazing bundle of products. I've also got a link in there to my blog post that will be posted a couple hours after we're done tonight. That'll take you right to these cards and dimensions and all the things. And then we're going to talk about my online technique club where you get Happy Mail in the mail once a week. And that link is also in the video. So I just wanted to let you know that. Sue says, question for this, hang on, it just went away. For sake, do you have to buy a suite to get something half off? Nope, you do not. If the product is part of a suite, as I understand it, you buy one thing, you get the second thing or the lesser price half off. And Lindy wants to know, where's my tiara? I forgot to put it on. So we're just rolling with this because I'm a little preoccupied with all this fancy software we have going on here tonight. So I will get my tiara on for the next one, I promise. Okay. All right. Sharing this video also enters you into a drawing to win fabulous prizes. And I have a half a pack of the Trusty Tools Designer Series paper. Remember this? I have a half a pack of this. Yay! To give away. And this is going out to Bonnie Milton And Bonnie lives in Little Chute, Wisconsin. Bonnie, congratulations. I'm super excited to be giving this to you. And please make sure you share and click on that thumbs up or like button. That really helps me out. And third prize is going out in the mail. Sunny Springs cards and envelopes and Calming Creek cards and envelopes. There are 5 cards and 5 envelopes in here and 5 cards and 5 envelopes in here. This is the prize going out to everybody that placed an order with me. And Mary Banky of Menominee, Michigan. These are going to be your happy mail coming this week. So congratulations to all my winners. Thank you, everybody, for all of your help in sharing and liking and commenting and ordering, of course. All of those things really help me out. So I really appreciate it. Okay. I think I am ready to switch my screen so that we can do some stamping. I have some really fun projects for you tonight. I'm excited. I'm always excited about my projects for you, but these are really cool. I think you're going to love them. Okay, so give me a second here. Here is my demo. Oh, look at that. Important. Your audio is removed. Add yourself back. So hang on. And Sarah, am I supposed to add? Can you guys still hear me? I hope so. I think you can. Here comes Sarah. Can you still hear me? Yes. Okay, great. Okay. Whew. All right. Denise says, if you want 2 suites and 2 other products from the suites, you might want to place 2 different orders so you get a suite for half price. Oh, that's kind of a great idea. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, Denise, good thought there, I guess. All right. And we'll find out more about this as it goes too. Okay. All right. I'm just looking through comments. So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. You can get a copy of this amazing idea book and catalog when you pop me an email, kelly@AStampAbove.com, and send me your address, and I would be happy to mail you one of our catalogs. All right, in case, one more thing, Stamp Happy Academy, you guys, and I will get this loaded up so that I do not have to hold up a piece of paper with the fancy software. Stamp Happy Academy is a website that Dina Barb and I run. And we have a monthly subscription, $20 a month. And for that $20 a month, you get 1, 2, 3 live classes, an online class, plus you get the Stamp Happy Live Party class, which is super fun, all for that one low price. If you're on my team, we were giving this to our team members for free, but we really increased the amount of content we put on here and lowered the price. So now team members, it's $5 a month or free if you have a silver or above title. So still a free option. There's also quarterly bingo with prizes. This is available globally. So if you live outside the US, you can still become a Stamp Happy Academy member. And the other really cool thing is once you join, you have access to 4 years of crazy amounts of online classes, live videos, live classes, all the things. So all the information is at www.stamphappyacademy.ning.com. And you can find that website. If you have any questions, let me know. But it is a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to bring in my piercing mat. I just started cutting half sheets of printer weight paper and setting them on here. I saw somebody else do that recently. It might even have been Sarah. I don't know. But I saw somebody doing that instead of wrapping them around. So I've been trying it. And it's working pretty good. Oh, I was going to share with you this. The first card we're making tonight, we're going to be using the blooming phrases. This is a really fun stamp set. It's got all these little flowers and leafy things in it, but then all these scripty words with that tail. And I love the tail on these. So this was my technique for the month of May. It's called block stamping. You will find this on my blog at www.AStampAbove.com. And it shows there's a video there to show you exactly how to do it. And here are all the beautiful cards that I made with the block stamping technique. I just used a whole bunch of different colors and had so much fun with this. Again, video tutorial is on my blog. You can go check that out. But each month when you join my technique club, you get the instruction card with a sample of the technique on it, and also a card with the technique, so that you have lots and lots of these after a period of time. And you can go back to these and say, oh, what would I like to make? Let's run through the technique instructions, and it's all here. It even has a date on the bottom saying where you can find the video at. So you can go to my blog, video at AStampAbove.com on 5/30/25. You're going to find a video for this. So to join my technique club, all you have to do is email me, Kelly at AStampAbove.com. Say, I would like to join your technique club. I will send you all of the details, and then you will confirm that you want to join. All you have to do is place a $25 order with me each month for 6 months. You're going to, do a 6-month stint. Each month you will get a set of whatever technique is with the instructions, the card, lots of fun, a video tutorial. Love it, love it, love it. So that's what that's all about. Aren't these so pretty? We're going to be using this embossing folder tonight, and we're using the stamp set right now for another card. So lots of great ideas with this one. Blooming phrases. All right, I am bringing in Secret Sea. This is one of my favorite new in colors. I really, really like it. And we have Old Olive. I am just reading comments. You hear, you guys, they're flying in from Facebook and YouTube. So it's like, whoa. Old Olive. I think I'm going to use Petunia Pop. I'm not real sure on that yet. And then the brand new Cloud Cover. And Cloud Cover is not available to customers in a large ink pad. You can get the re-inker and use the ink spots to make your own ink pad. And you know what? I should show you those. Hang on. Let me see. Ink spots. So we have these little ink spots. You get 5 of them in a pack. And you can get them with color in them. We have certain colors, but this is just a fabric ink pad. And you would take your ink refill and you would fill it up and use that. We had a problem with our foam ink pads reacting goofy to the Cloud Cover color. And it's kind of a sciencey chemistry thing. And we could not get it fixed. It did not meet our quality standards. So Stampin' Up! Is not going to be having a large Cloud Cover ink pad, but they are selling the re-inker. Demonstrators were able to order the foam ink pad. And so I ordered it, and I said I was going to try it out, and that's what I'm going to do. So when you get an ink pad, you open it up. Here's what I like to do. There's little labels on the back. This says Cloud Cover. And I take this and I put it on the end of my ink pad, just like that. So I can read it and it says Cloud Cover. Another thing I like to do is there's 3 other languages here. And there's a blank one. So I'm going to pull that blank one off. Another thing, I like to do, let's see if I can get it. There we go. Is pull that one off and then open this up. And I like to put this right in here. Let me see if I can do this so I get my fingers full of ink. But that way when I have my ink pads open, sometimes they just look dark, right? You have your ink pads open, you're like, oh, I don't know for sure what color this is. But I like to take that blank one and put it right in there. Some people will take one of these other words and put it on the other end so that when you have this closed, if you have it sitting this way towards you, you have the color on here, you have the color on here, and then, of course, we have that color on the inside. So I'm going to try the Cloud Cover. We'll see how it works. I've got my stamps mounted here. I'm also thinking I'm going to use these Starburst sequins. These are, I believe, an online exclusive product. They're not in the catalog, but they're called Starburst sequins. And when you type in Starburst in the online store, they'll pop right up. And I am going to bring in Floral Impressions. This is a beautiful set of floral paper. We have some random, very pretty designs on the back of all the flowered paper. So first card, oh, isn't this pretty? I just really, really, really love this one. I absolutely love it. Oh, hang on. I'm just catching up. Do you think we can use the empty white pad and use the cloud cover re-inker on it? Well, that's what I am planning on doing if this ink pad doesn't work out. It should, but so that, this doesn't make a lot of sense. The chemical formula of the ink with the foam ink pad, and this is also a foam ink pad. Both of these are foam, so I don't really need to do this because I was actually able to get one of these as a demonstrator. It reacts funny and it makes the ink darker than it should be. That's the deal. And so we're going to play with it tonight. I'll let you know. I don't know. I don't care. Like, Stampin' Up! Has quality standards, and the darkness of the color not meeting what it's supposed to be did not meet their quality standards. That's the deal. And I'm Kelly Atchison, and I have less standards for the ink that I use personally. Does that make sense? So I don't care. But it is foam. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kim. This is foam. This is foam. So I already have this one. I don't need to ink this one up. It's probably going to be too dark. And again, I just don't care. I like a big ink pad, and that's what I want. So it's one of those, like, I'm going to do what I want. But I want you to know that it's the foam that reacts with the ink that isn't working well. These little ink spots, they're not foam. They're fabric, like our Memento ink pad is not squishy. It's fabric. So they don't have the problem. There you go. That's all I'm going to say on that, because it's all just a lot of confusion. Let's just say we don't have a big ink pad and cloud cover, but you can put it on some ink spots. You can use it on a baby wipe. That's a whole technique. So I've got 2.5 by 6, and I'm going to put that right on my envelope flap and make a smashingly gorgeous envelope, so that whoever gets this card is going to know when they open up their mailbox that there is something incredibly pretty waiting for them. I was at my mom's house when I've been sending her a card every week. And I was at her house when the neighbor brought the mail in. And so she opened the card that I sent her in front of her. And it was kind of funny. She's like, "Oh, honey, thank you so much. I just really love your cards." And she said she's really enjoyed getting fun mail. And she also told me that some of you guys are still sending her cards too. And she loves it. So if you need somebody that really appreciates the cards, there you go. It's my mom. Yeah, Donna said you can stamp it off to get a lighter color. Exactly, Donna. That's why I just don't, we can all do that, right? And so that's why I just don't care if this is going to be darker. I just don't care, right? I just don't care. Okay, so we are going to make a fun fold that was shared with me last week by Carol Lindley. I think it was last week. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with a piece of designer paper. And again, this is a great way to use up some of that paper. I love this pattern too, Debbie. This is like lovely. So what we have here is 6 3/4 by 8. Okay. And we are going to take this and we're going to do some scoring. Now, it matters if your pattern is not random. Like this doesn't have an upside down or a right side up, right? Which makes it perfect. The next paper we're using does. And I will tell you all the tips about that. But with a random pattern, this works absolutely perfectly. Okay, Debbie is saying, can you give us your mom's address? Yes, Debbie. Are you ready? It's N6785, and that's N like Nancy or North. N6785 River Avenue, Greenwood, Wisconsin, 54437. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to put it in so that you have the long side up against your trimmer. And we're going to score at 2 3/4. And don't score too hard with designer paper, right? You want to be gentle with it. And then we're going to flip it counterclockwise, and we're going to score it again at 2 3/4. Just like that. Okay. Let me see. Did I do that right? Nope, I didn't. Dang it. Okay, hang on a second. Da-da-da. Okay, so we've got that. I needed to do 2 3/4 this way. So let's start over. Let's use your pretty side. This is going to be the inside of my card. Hang on. Inside. Where's my score line? Right there. Okay, so this is going to be the outside of my card. This is the inside. So I need to score. I'm feeling right now. Where did I score at? Okay, right there. So I need to score the other way. Inside of my card, 2 3/4. Sorry, you guys. 2 3/4. And you can't even see that on this paper, so it doesn't even matter. And then you're going to turn it counterclockwise and do 2 3/4. The other way would work, but that would make my card open from the bottom. And you'll see that in a second. I know I'm getting very confusing now. So we're going to fold on our score line. Okay. And fold on our score line. Want to make sure that your fold lines or score lines are straight. If they're not, you can force them into place. So we've got this and this. And this is going to be the inside of our card. Now what we're going to do is we need to score a diagonal across where this intersects here. Okay. We need a diagonal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pencil, fold this closed. Hang on, I got to get some lead out here. Fold this closed. So I've got a mark right here and this. Okay, just like that. Mark, and we're going to score again at a diagonal. And we're going to make 2 of these cards. So don't panic if it's like, what is she doing? Don't panic. We're going to do this twice. And I'm looking for my other score line. Where did it go? I've got one. Oh, right here. Right here and right there. And we're going to score from that line to this line. You want to make sure you get this straight. There we go. Okay, I'll go over this one more time. So we scored it 2 3/4. We scored it 2 3/4. So we've got this and this. And then we put a mark at the edge of this one. It's folded. A mark at the edge of this one. It's folded. And we scored from that mark to that mark. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And now I am going to fold this back. And do you see what's happening here? That score line that we put across here does all this crazy. Okay, so this is what we're doing. This is called a horizontal corner fold, as shared with me by Carol Lindley. Yay, Carol! And I just thought, wow, this looks really fun and easy. It would have been super easy if I hadn't screwed up my first score line, right? But whatever. I'm gonna manipulate this just a little bit because I see that and then you can push it down really good like that. There we go. Okay, so this is it. Look at how pretty that is, right? So now we have to decorate this. So let me tell you about those dimensions. And all of these dimensions, you guys, will be shared on my blog about an hour or 2 after we're done tonight. And Joe says, I'm watching on my 65-inch TV. That is quite the size. Okay, so we have a piece of Secret C 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We have a piece of basic white that is 2 3/4, no, 2 5/8 by 5. We have another piece of basic white that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And Secret C that is just a 1/4 inch bigger, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we're going to do a little stamping on these 2 layers. Let me bring my piercing mat back in here with a piece of paper on it just to protect it. And then we have to figure out what we're going to stamp. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment first with the secret C. And this is going to be our inside layer. So I think I'm just going to stamp Thinking of You. Whoopsie doopsie. Let's see if I can fix this. Otherwise we got the other side, right? I didn't stamp it very good. Hang on, I got to stick my head right in here. Oh, it was pretty close. Not good enough for me. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay. Wow. That looks fantastic. I'm going to get my chamois out and clean off my block because you can see I got a little heavy-handed there. Eek. And then, oops, here's my hair. I wanted to, this is going to be our little square that goes on the front. And on there, I'm just going to say hello there. I wanted a little greeting on the front, and this is going to barely fit. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? I like the font on here. You guys know I'm a big font person, right? Okay, now we have to do some little floral-y things. So that's where these other ink pads come in. Let me move this out of the way. So I think what I'm going to do, oh, I don't have that other flower. Where is this? I need one more flower here. And I think I'll do this crazy little one. This little one right here. I like that one. And I need a block. Let's do that. Okay, so I think I'm going to do that in cloud cover. So we're going to use this flower. I haven't actually made this card yet, you guys, so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. That's always good to hear, right? It's like, well, if she doesn't know, who knows? Okay, so Terry says it froze for her to just bounce out of the comments and hit live. Oh, that's a really good tip. Thank you so much for sharing that, Terry. I really appreciate it because I don't know what to tell people. Okay, Petunia Pop. We're going to see if that is a good color with this. I'm going to make that go that way. Oh, yeah, look at it. I think that looks good with that, don't you? I think that'll work just fine. So I'm going to do Petunia Pop, and then I'm going to do some Old Olive, and then some Cloud Cover. We'll see how dark that Cloud Cover is. I'm going to get out a scrap, and we'll test it out, right? Right here on live TV. Okay. So here comes some little leafy things. And I'm going to do those. And then I'm going to come back in. Here's that cloud cover. Let's see how this works. Looks fine to me. And that was the thing with this stuff. They said that some of them are going to be just fine and some of them are going to be too dark. And they don't know why it's doing it. But again, doesn't meet the quality standards that Stampin' Up! Has. Our products have very high standards. And so it was a whole thing. And believe me, they're as disappointed as anybody is about this little, I didn't mean to do that. Travesty. Well, we're going to keep rolling with it. And maybe I'll try. As long as I did it over here and messed up, I'll do a little bit more there. That looks kind of pretty weird. Bear with me. I'm going to go in the green. I'm using now the tail of the hello there for a stem. Look at that. Look how cute that is, right? I'm going to put one right up through these little leafy things. Oh, look how cute that is. And that worked good. I'll hold this up in just a second so you can get a better view. Good grief. Now, I've got these light blue cloud cover flowers hanging out here in Never Neverland. So I don't know why I did that. They're right above these, but never fear. I'm going to figure it out. So let's do just a little bit. Okay, I can do one more stem right here. up to that flower. Look at how cute that is. And then I think what I'll do is maybe just a little bit of masking, you guys. That's too far. Oh, just a tiny bit. Let's try this. Yep. Look at that. What? I know. And I think I can put one right in here because this one's kind of sideways. Look at how cute my little flowers are. I really do like that. Okay, so that's going to be my layer. That's what I decided. Oh, should I put some flowers in here too? I think that perhaps I should. I'm going to do I like the cloud cover. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that right over here. Oh, and I didn't do any little leaves yet either. Grab that green and give it a little stem. Oh, and then this is one of my favorites. This cutie patootie. What does that say, Elaine? Like this video. Oh, thank you. It's cutie patootie little leaf. And again, this is Old Olive. I almost dropped it in my ink pad. Isn't that so sweet? I'm going to put some in here too. Because why wouldn't you? And I love that it's photopolymer, of course, because so cute. Okay, there we go. Clean, close, put our card together. Now this one I kept really simple. There's not a lot of layers going on. There's not a lot of fuss here. And I did that on purpose because the next card is got a little more going on. It's a little fancier. There's more layers. And I just wanted to show you a really super easy variation of this. And then you can make up your own mind how fancy you want to get. I love it when I have those options. Maybe you need to make a quick card. Well, this simple one will be a good option for that. Okay, there we go. And where did our card base go? Right here. Like, I don't know what happened to it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I kind of blew that, didn't I? Oh, I made this the wrong way. Oh, hang on. It was really pretty too, but it was easy. We can redo that. This is this basic white piece. I'll use that for another card. This basic white piece is 2 5/8 by 5. So 2 5/8. Sorry. by 5. Real life. This is real life stamping with Kelly. Let me make sure this is the same size. It is. Okay, so we'll use this one for another one. Don't worry. All right. Let's get this back over here. Thinking of you. I'm still going to do thinking of you, and we'll put it up here in the corner. If Carol was watching me, she's probably going, Kelly, you're doing it the wrong way. Carol, were you watching and telling Kelly she was doing it the wrong way? Okay. And then I'll do that little flower again. This one. And I'll just do it right over here. Oops. Right over here. Just like that. And then we have our little I just stuck my finger in it. Hang on while I wipe my fingers on my pants. Okay, under control. And here comes my hello there. Oh, I just love that little stem. Ha! Thank you, Elaine. Elaine says, too stinking cute. It really is cute, isn't it? There we go. Now we have it the right way. I had the wrong orientation. This is a horizontal corner fold. I'm like, I can't remember what it's called. Okay, here we go. A little bit of glue on here. And we're going to put that right up here. Just like that. And so when your card folds, I didn't want white down here. You could certainly have white down here if you wanted to, but I really wanted to see these pretty flowers. So that's why this is cut short on the inside. Plus, if you don't want to write much, you don't have to, right? This piece did I tell you that? Yeah, I told you this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, 2.5 by 2.5. This is 4 1/4 by 5.5. That's going to go on the back of our card where I can see those wrong score lines, but pretty soon you won't be able to. And this is Secret C, and this is just the card backing that makes this card nice and sturdy. Okay. And then this is going to go right here. And I'm going to decide where I want it to be. I think I want it to be off over here just a little bit. Okay. So we are going to, I'm going to hold my fingers right here. You can only put glue on this part. Don't put it on the back of this layer because you don't want glue sticking over here, right? So I'm going to put it right here. And basically what I'm looking at is same margin, same margin. So same margin right here. You can see all this pretty. And I think these match nicely. What do you guys think about that? Judy says she loves it. Joyce, cute card. Joan, so pretty and fun. I love the idea. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, so here's our pretty little card. And now I think that these little petunia pop ones are going to look really cute. And again, these are starburst sequins. And I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to just sprinkle happiness. That's what I'm doing. Like that. And then one more small one, maybe right up there. Oh my gosh, I love this. And again, I had no idea what I was going to do here. Like, oh my God, I don't know. I want to use this paper though, because I think it's so pretty. So here's our pretty little horizontal corner fold. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I like these colors together. What do you guys think? Right? Vicky is definitely going to try this card. You bet you are, Vicky, because I know you have tons of designer paper. I really like this. This turned out way nicer, or I shouldn't say better than my expectations, but it's 10 times more cute than I thought it would be. I knew it would be pretty. You can't go wrong with this paper. So again, this is the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper, and this goes with a whole suite of products, which I'm going to show you next. So hang tight and you'll see, especially while we have this big sweet sale going on, right? It's kind of a play on words, sweet sale. Sweet sale. Okay. Let me pull out one of my other baskets. Here's my next one. So that was a horizontal fun fold. This one is going to be a horizontal corner fold. This one's going to be a vertical corner fold. And I'm going to bring in my ink pads here. And we are going to be using, oh my gosh, you guys, the Impressions of Bloom. Oh, this is such a pretty sweet. Where did my, there's some old labels too that go with this. So this whole thing is a big old suite right here. We've got the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, 17 different little images in here with some sentiments. The Pressed Flowers embossing folder, which you guys know I just used that on these cards. Oh my gosh, right? So pretty. And the Impressions of Bloom dies. There are 25 different dies in here. And these ovals, we're going to use these. These ovals are really cool. The Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems, these are called. These are really nice. We use these in our new catalog product launch, or our new product launch. Look at how cool those are. Let me hold those up. You've got some clear with the gold speckles, and then a light pink and a darker pink. Very pretty. This is all part of that suite. So you can order this with one number. So somebody said, if you order 2 suites, if you order this suite and another suite, you can get whichever one is the less price, 50% off during the month of June, starting on the 3rd, which is Tuesday. Also, part of the suite are these foiled frames and labels ephemera pack. So you get all these labels that are all die cut, and they have little, like, here's a label, and then there's a frame. So very, very cool. All part of the same suite. All right. Let's roll with this. I'm going to get my stamp set out here. Set this card aside. Here comes our stamps that we're going to use. Booming phrases. I'll put that over here. Okay, I've got 2 different colors of this card to share with you, so that'll be fun. Set this over here. We are going to use this particular pattern of the paper this time, and it is this one right here. Now, unlike this that we just used, this does have a definite pattern, because right now all of our flowers are on stems are going up, and now they're upside down. So you want to pay attention to that when you're making these cards. Our last card was horizontal. Do you guys do this little word thing where you go horizon, horizontal? That's how I know the other one is vertical. I always think horizon goes like the horizon. Yeah. Okay. Enough weird things about Kelly. So, first of all, we are going to, this is the same size as the last paper. Okay. This is 6 3/4 by 8. We're going to bring in our paper trimmer. Let me move this. And we are going to score again at 2 3/4. And this is on the short side. And counterclockwise 2 3/4 again. This is going to be the inside of my card. The pretty side is my inside. The other side's pretty too, but the floral side is my inside. Oops. Then let's keep that handy. We're going to fold this down, burnish that edge good, open it up, fold this down, and make sure, see how mine's a little crooked there? I'm going to force that into place. I can be a little forceful. I know you probably find that shocking, right? I was a little forceful today when my nephew was arguing with my mother about, should I tell you this? About weed whacking the yard. We had a little discussion, him and I. And he did some weed whacking. Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, here's my mark. So I made a mark here. I made a mark here. And now I've got my mark, and we're going to score that diagonal line. So let's get that in here. And I have to look for it again. There it is. It's on that flower. I know that. And then I have to find this other one over here, which is right here in this flower. Okay, so it's kind of hard to keep track of those. There we go. Hold that in place. And again, don't push too hard on the designer paper because you will tear it. And now we're going to fold this backwards, just like that. And then it goes like this. Okay. And now I'm going to see if it doesn't go into place right, you can force it now to be even. Okay, you guys? So just be a little forceful with that, because when paper folds, it kind of takes up a little more space than you anticipated, right? There we go. Okay. Now, the rest of our layers. Let's get those out. We're going to have some fun with this one. Okay, here comes all our bits and pieces. This is fresh freesia and garden green, and these are just scraps. I have a piece of the designer series paper. This is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then a piece of basic white that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And I am going to make this fancier. I told you this was going to be a little fancier. I am going to put that right up here in the corner. Now, I considered using fresh freesia, but this on fresh freesia is not that exciting, right? So I just decided to use white here. And of course you can use any color you want, but it's just going to be a little fancier. This one is. And I wanted to have a contrast of the designer paper on the inside from what's on the outside. There we go. And we're going to take this and put it right in that top corner. I'll make sure that I have this lined up. Yep, it looks that. There we go. Okay, just like that. So when you open it, you're going to have that little fancy deal there. Now with my white layer that I'm going to put on the inside, this is a little bit smaller. This is 2 3/8 by 4 7/8. And then I cut a fresh freesia layer that is 2.5 by 5. And so this and this are going to layer together and go on the inside. Again, just making it a little bit fancier. We're going to stamp this first before we glue it inside, because you know my rule. The front of our card is going to say, I appreciate you, and the inside, so very much. So I'm going to bring that so very much in here. I've got gorgeous grape ink. And make sure that I'm stamping the right way. Not this way, but this way. This is the right way. And I'm just going to put right here. So very much. And that looks kind of crooked and not even centered. So let me try that again. And that looks more crooked. This looks better. So we're going to go with that. Good grief. Okay. Now, hang on a second while I pull these. Okay. I'm going to grab some of these two-step. This is a two-step stamping set. So I'm going to, I don't know if I want to do this full strength. So I'm going to test it out here. I might want to stamp off once. So we're going to try it first before we do it on our layer. I'm thinking, let's try it stamped off once. A little bit more pale. That's fresh freesia. This is gorgeous grape. I think I like it stamped off. So we're going to stamp off and do it for reals this time. Wisteria Wonder. No, Fresh Freesia. Wisteria Wonder. Fresh Freesia stamped off. And then Gorgeous Grape full strength. And I'm just looking at this to see which way I need this to go. I gotta get my head over top of this so I can. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. Isn't that so pretty? And then I've got Darling Duckling here. And I am going to do the little dot in the middle. And so this is just our little decoration for the inside. And I think I need to grab an envelope here and we'll do the same thing. So, fresh freesia. How about halfway off, and fresh freesia, just like that. And then we're going to do our gorgeous grape and do that full strength. Ooh, that turned out pretty okay. And this one, and then one more. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, my niece is getting married at the end of the month. Oh my gosh, so crazy. So they bought a house, her and her fiance bought a house, and then they've been engaged for a long time, and they thought, well, let's get married by the end of June. They just decided this like 2 weeks ago. So that's what I have going on. I have a wedding shower next weekend, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Okay, so there's our envelope. Here's our inside piece. We're going to glue this on, and I'm really excited for her. How old is Emma? 23 or 22? I don't remember. But I'm really excited. They're just like going to start on this new journey that's going to be just so exciting and new and fun. And her fiance is just like the nicest person ever. I really like him. Okay, there we go. I just want to make sure that, see, now when we close this, we don't see this in here. So that's what's going on there. And again, your preference, but I like seeing those flowers sticking out. Okay, now we can put this on here. This is our 4 by 5 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So used to the cards being the smaller size. Here we go. Yay. Oh, I see Sarah there. She's diligently watching me. So if I run into any trouble. Okay. Boom. Isn't that fun? Now we have to do something fancy here. So that's where all these goodies come in. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull these dies out. There are 2 different kind of chubby ovals here. This one makes a frame and cuts the middle out. So you get a skinny little frame with stitching in it, and it cuts the middle out. This cuts the middle out. So I've got scraps here. I'm going to grab a piece of white, basic white, and then we've got this piece of fresh freesia. I want the frame to be fresh freesia, so we're going to do that. And I want the white to be white. So we're going to die cut both of these. Now, I have done that already, so just hang tight. Here comes the white. So we have this, okay? And then here comes the fresh freesia. And this is the frame that I want. This I'm going to stick in the back of my dies because I'm not going to use that tonight, but I will use it at some point. We need this and this. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to take this amazing pressed flowers embossing folder. I'm looking at comments. Joan says, can you stamp some leaves or stems on the flowers? Yeah, you certainly can. And there are leaves and stems in here. We're going to stamp with those in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I am going to put it in here just like this. I only want a partial emboss of this image on here. So I'm going to run this through. I'll be right back. Here we come. And here is our layer. Isn't it so pretty? It's just so pretty. I ask you and then I tell you. You know, that's how I roll. Okay. Here comes Gorgeous Grape. And this is where we're going to stamp our I appreciate you sentiment. And of course, you can stamp whatever you want in your cards. You guys always know that. I'm going to stand up. Oh, that turned out great. Whew. And then we're going to do something a little tricky here. So this barely fits on here. This is a really tiny little frame. So it's like, how are you going to get this on here? If you look at the back, it goes up to the stitching. So the stitching that's on here, that's the only part that touches this white layer. So now what? Well, you can stick dimensionals on the back and stick it onto a layer, but we're going to have part of our layer not be attached because it's going to go on the front here. So this whole part back here isn't going to be stuck to a piece of cardstock. So this is where this is a little tricky. And I will always tell you when I'm like, oh boy, you guys, this is going to be tough. I am going to take my glue, and if you don't have good control over your glue, you may want to just make a pile of glue and use a little toothpick to add your glue to the very, very tiny little edge of this oval, because there is not a lot of room to get some glue on this layer. Oops. But you don't want And you don't want glue gushing all over either. And I have a lot of experience with the glue, as you well know. That I feel that I can do this. And whatever doesn't happen to be behind that frame, I have a little glue eraser that I can erase it. And I will once it dries. So now we're going to just get this on here. Like I said, it's a little tricky. I'm going to look at the back. Oh my gosh, you guys, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that that would turn out that great, but it did. So that's all you have left. And I can see a little bit of glue right here, you guys. So I'm just going to wipe that off with my finger, wipe it on my pants, because, you know, that's kind of what we do. And there's our cute little layer. Now, this is really fun, but there's more. So now we're going to do some stamping on all of these. And you guys are going to tell me which way you like better, because I'm going to try a couple different things here. So let me grab some scraps of white. So we've got our fresh freesia, our garden green, and our white. And I need, oh, here's what we're doing. Let me grab this. Okay. Oh, and we're using the Darling Duckling. Fresh freesia is coming out first. Here comes our funny little daisy. And again, this is 2-step stamping. Okay. So I'm going to do the solid one first. And I think I'm going to stamp full strength with this. So here's one. And then, oops, our gorgeous grape in this is the darker one. These are really easy to line up too, by the way. Sometimes it's tricky, but you can just see where the big gap is. Get my head over this. Look at how pretty that is. Right. Okay, so we have that. And where did our little circle go? Right here. And then the Darling Duckling for the center. There we go. So there's one way we could stamp our flower. Or we could take just this, the detailed stamp, and we could stamp that on fresh freesia, and we could die cut that. Where'd that circle go? Right here. Oh, I almost dunked my card in the ink pad. We could do this. Okay. So we're going to need to die cut both of those. And I'm going to let you guys decide which one you like better. So there's a die that matches this right here. And I die cut them. And so we have one in, oh, I didn't put my little yellow in there. Hang on. This is stamped on fresh freesia. Oh, I kind of messed it up. So let me get that. There we go. 2 works great. So we've got this one or this one. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to add it right down here on our layer. So do you want the fresh freesia flower or the white flower? This is on white cardstock. This is on fresh freesia. So you guys let me know. And while you're telling me what you'd like to do there, I am going to do something else here. So I am going to take, there's a leaf stamp. Okay, there's 2-step stamping. I'm going to close this. I see lots of white, 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 fresh freesia. We got a fresh freesia, white, fresh freesia. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ink it up in the garden green. Oops, let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to stamp off once, and I need 3 of these. Stamp off, 2, stamp off, 3. And then I'm going to do full strength with the one that has the details in it. So here's 1. I almost stamped off 2 and 3. Or we can just use the details on garden green. Okay. And there is also a die to cut these leaves out. So we can do all of these, 1, 2, 3, all of these, 1, 2, 3. And here they come. So I'm going to bring these up. Hang on. Here are the garden green, and here are the white. So you have two different options here. And I think we're going to go with the white because you guys, most of you seem to think that the white flower is going to look nicer on here. And I like the white one too, but the other one is pretty also. So here comes our leaves. I'll save these leaves that I did on the green for another card because, well, why wouldn't I? Here comes our white stamped leaves. I'll save this flower. Whoops, this flower for another one too. Okay, now we're going to put the flower on. And I am going to add this flower right here. Hang on, let me close this up. I'm going to use dimensionals. So here comes a dimensional. And we're going to put that flower right here. Going to hang off a little bit. I think that looks cute. And then we're going to do our leaves. And our leaves are just going to get glued down. I'm just going to tuck them right under the flower. There's one. Here comes another one. Have it right there. Yep, I like it. And then instead of having this long piece stick out, which is the way I did the other ones, I'm going to turn it around. And now we have like a little different looking leaf, right? But it's the same stamp. And I like that because leaves are not always perfect, right? So I'm going to tuck the pointy in under here. Come on, my dimensional is getting, there it is. My dimensional is getting in the way. What? I know, right? I love this. Okay, and then I need some, I didn't pick out any, look how pretty that is. What do you guys think? Okay, so now I need to figure out where my glue goes. And my glue is going to go right here. I've got my hands, my fingers in the way, and I'm just going to center this right on the front of my card. And then I have another card to share with you with the same layout, but I use some different elements. So let me find, I got to find, ooh, these are pretty. These are brand new too. Let's see, Fresh Freesia. Oh, you know what? Nope, I don't think so. Hang on. Ooh, yes, indeeders. These are the 2024-26 Shimmer Gems, and they will actually go nicely. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to do a big one and a little one and a little one. So there's big and little. Oops, that's crooked. There we go. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Here's our little envelope. This is a vertical corner fold, a little bit fancier with the layers underneath, right? So you can decide how fancy you want to get. Let me move this out of the way and I'll bring that other card in here. These were really fun to make and super easy. Super easy. Oops. What did I do wrong here? Oh, I have this. I know these all fit in here. There we go. Okay. Here's my other card. Are you ready for this? And my envelope. So here's the other one. And this one, there's other dies in here, you guys. So this one, you can either stamp this flower, two-step stamping, two-step, two-step. All of these are two-step. Or you can die cut it, right? And I decided to die cut it with all the details in it. And then We have these leaves that can just be die cut. I stamped and then die cut. I just die cut these out of Old Olive. So this is Strawberry Slush, Old Olive, and Darling Duckling. So you have all of those options in here. We have like a really cool leafy element. We have some stems here that actually have little bulbs on the end so you can glue the flowers to them. And all of these funky little flowers. Smaller leaves, bigger leaves. We have this little leaf image that you can die cut these two together and it'll put the slits. That's what I did. It'll put the slits in the leaves for you. So same exact card. These are the Strawberry Slush and Petal Pink gems, or are they called gems? Shimmer gems? I don't know. Strawberry Slush gems. And this is a little fancier too. But I didn't put the layer under here. And I really do like that. So this was the first card that I made. I'm like, oh, that would look nice with another layer under that white layer. Aren't these fun? Easy. And so you've got this fancy one with the fabulous impressions of bloom and the oval. And then you've got this one that uses a square and stamping and not all the fuss, right? Depends on who you're sending the card to, how much you like to die cut. Maybe you want to stamp and color flowers and cut them out, or just stamp and color flowers on the, some type of like I did here. So same card. This is vertical. Did you hear my hesitation? Because I'm thinking horizontal is horizon. This is horizontal corner fold, and this is a vertical corner fold. So fun. I love these, Carol. Thank you so much for sending me that card. I knew that I had to try it. And of course, I love it. Now, I've got one more card to share with you. I went to my mom's house this weekend and I took along some work. And I love this paper. And I had swaps. I have swaps that are due in the mail tomorrow. I don't know how that sneaks up on me every single time, right? Because I was thinking they weren't due till next week. And then I saw a thing and I checked my notes because I always write my swaps down and write the due date down because nobody wants to be caught with their pants down and be that person who doesn't get their swaps in, right? So my swaps are due in the mail tomorrow. And so I took them up to my mom's house. I designed one. I was up late Friday night, got them designed. And I'm going to make them for you. Well, one. I'm going to make one for you, not them, because I have the rest of them done. Okay. I am going to be using this beautiful Brights. This is our new pattern of Brights. Oh, hang on. Janice asked if they stand up for display. They do, because this is standing out. This part right here, that stands up for display. Let me check the other one. Oh, yeah, sure, they're all going to stand up because this part is going to hold them up. Isn't that so cool? Great question, Janice. I'm glad you asked me that because I did not know. Okay. Brights Designer Series paper. These are our new patterns, you guys, and they're so pretty. You get 2 of each one. So one side is floral, and then we have this. Floral, flowers. These are the Brights. So they're all the colors of the Brights. Daffodil Delight. So when we get done with this same pattern on all of those, then we have a different pattern. Oh my gosh, look at that. Coastal Cabana. This is the second pattern that comes in here. And again, you get 2 of each one, 6 by 6. These stripes with these leaves on the back, right? These are so pretty. And this pack I've used a lot of these already because I had to make swaps. But look at how pretty, right? This many. That's how many I've used. Okay, so I'm going to throw these back in my little, I'll just set this aside. I'll get those back in there later. So I am going to be using, this is a brand new bundle for me Coneflower Celebrations. This has 13 different stamps in it. Some really nice sentiments. You've got, you made my day. It's your day. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Celebrating you. I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration. And I love that I've known you for so many birthdays. And then the set of dies has 10 different dies in here. And I knew that I had to have this one right away. It's in the new catalog, and it is just so different and unique. So we've got this big cone flower. We've got these cute little circle elements. This is a stem. We've got several leaves. And again, these leaves work the same way as the last one that I, oh, wait. No, these will, I think, die cut these when you stamp them. Let me get my stamps out. I did not try doing that, so I don't want to be telling you lies. You guys know I would never intentionally lie to you. Okay, so let's get our leaves out here. And yep, these are. Oh yeah, it's gonna go this way. This way, yeah. These are die cutting the stamped leaves, and then these give you. And I cut this one in half because I was goofing around trying to figure something out. You have, this is the darker green, and then the back are these framelits. So there you go. Whew. No lying. And then you have this cone flower, and I haven't used this one yet, but I think that you die cut it and then you can fold it in half and it lifts up, you guys. Ah! Don't worry, I will be using it. And then the butterfly dies. So there's a really pretty little butterfly in here that's like flying. You get kind of a 3/4 look in it. Okay, let me show you what I made. This turned out really cool. And then I'll show you where I got the idea, because I've used this layout before, but it just kind of looks totally different again. You guys know I'm big on layouts, and I see a layout and then I'm like, I can roll with that, right? So that's kind of what I did here. Boy, I've made a mess. I've got a huge mess going on here. Okay, here we go. And I just realized I don't have anything die cut yet, so we'll deal with that. We're going to have to die cut some things. So I've got a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and this is basic black. And then I have these in a whole bunch of different colors that I'm going to share with you also. So this is the designer paper. I'm going to use the stripe side. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece was what was left over. It's 3/4. You know, this is a 6 by 6, so 3/4. And I'm going to use that on the inside. I've got some scraps of Daffodil Delight, because that's what color this is. I've got a piece of basic black that is, I don't know. Let's measure it. That is 2 5/8. Oh, there it is. 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. I did have it written down. I'm like, where is it? And then basic white, that is 2 1/2 by 4. And basic white 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first. Let me bring my piercing mat back in here. We're going to stamp here and here. And you know what? I need an envelope too. Let me grab one of those. We're going to use Memento Black ink and Daffodil Delight. Okay. So, black, it's your day. We're going to stamp that right on this little piece. Linda says Cornflower Celebration is also on her wish list. It's a really cool set. I can't wait to use that other die, this one, to come up with some things, because I think it's going to be really neat. Okay, and then we're going to do our inside here is going to get the sentiment. I love that I've known you for so many birthdays. And that turned out great. And then, oh, we need to do this butterfly. We're going to do this butterfly on here. Just like that. Okay. I think that's it for now with the black. I'm going to bring in the yellow. We're going to do all of our stamping. And this is our envelope. And this is that giant coneflower. I love coneflowers. They are just so pretty. And I am just going to stamp this right on my envelope. Look at how pretty that is. Ah! Makes me happy. Okay. I need, oh, where did my Daffodil Delight go? Hang on. I've got a bin with all my markers in it. Here we go. Okay. We are going to use our dark Daffodil Delight. And I am just going to color this butterfly. Now, I know it's going to be hard to see in the camera, but it really does look nice with the dark and the light. And I'm just going to kind of do this. Kind of like this. I'm going to go around this little element in the butterfly's wings and then kind of come down in here and add some shadows right there. And then again, right up here. Come over here a little bit. And so this is my dark. Weird, right? I love these markers. I'm not very good at coloring, I guess, is the way I would say it. But these make it so easy. Now I'm just going to color the rest in with Daffodil Delight light. And you just keep coloring until it doesn't look like you just made some dark blobs on your image. And you need to use Memento ink on this because these are alcohol markers and they will react with other types of ink. Like you don't want to use StazOn. It doesn't work well with this. You think that StazOn is the best ink, but not for alcohol. That's for water-based. Things like water painters or watercolor pencils. See, this still looks kind of goofy here, so I'm just going to keep, that looks so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so we have that done. Let's get these. I think I need to do this. I don't want to get my fingers all sticky. I would usually just grab the end of that and pull that little, it's getting a little clogged there because I leave my glue open all the time. I know that makes people crazy, but for me, it's efficient and it doesn't hurt anything. So we're going to glue this to our black layer. Make sure that's centered. Oh, that looks pretty, right? We're going to take this and add this to our inside layer. Just like that. And we can put this right in our card. Oh, Ginny says, look for the Aurora Borealis after I'm done stamping tonight. I'm going to go look. They said that there were northern lights all the way down in, I don't know what my mom said today, Alabama? Is that right? Like, that's crazy. They're not northern when they're way down there. Maybe it was Arkansas? I don't know. It's still pretty south. Okay, isn't this black? Black and yellow is always stunning. It's like one of my favorites. I love to do that. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put it right over here. And I'm just going to leave this the same top and right side margin. Same. Okay. And then here comes the really spectacular part. Let me close this up. Move all this out of my way. Excuse me. We are going to take both of these and a little scrap of black. Let me grab the black. Yeah, see, I came home with all of these from my mom's house and forgot that I needed to do my die cutting. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this. And then we're going to grab this die. So this is the, whoops, sorry, I bumped you. This is the flower center. This is the big die. I wish I would have had this done, but I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to die cut one of the flower center. I'm going to die cut 2 of these cone flowers. So I will be right back. You just hang tight, take a drink. If you need to run to the bathroom quick, go ahead. I'll be right back. And that's why I like to have all this stuff done for you, so you don't have to sit and wait for me to do it. So thank you for your patience. If you ever find that your dies are kind of sticky, run them through with your cardstock and then a used dryer sheet and then your die. And that kind of gives them a little coating that helps them come out of the die better if you ever have them sticking here too much. Okay, and here's our flower center. Isn't that cool? Look how cool that is. I like this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these because I thought it was really substantial. So one of them, I am going to cut the edges off of my center flower. Okay. And then wax paper too, Lindeen said, yes, you are absolutely correct. Wax paper does the same thing. Put a little bit of glue on that center. And now I just want to stack these so that these petals fill in the gaps in those petals. I'm going to make my coneflower super luscious. Just like that. Okay, so see how that worked? Then we're going to put this black on. So I like to just do this. Oh my gosh. Ah! And there's our Daffodil Delight coneflower. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the back. Just right on the flower top here. I think I can hear my husband getting ready to go to bed. He's closing drawers. He must be brushing his teeth. He's a good little guy. And here comes our flower. Oh my gosh, look at how fun that is. And then I'm going to use these adhesive back texture dots. And I just like to kind of pull this out of there so I can see how many dots I have left. I'll put one down here and maybe one right there. Oops, maybe one right there. And then another one right over here. Just some fun embellishments. Get that back up there. Close this. Okay, so here's our fun little coneflower card. Make sure you don't go over the edge with the petals, right? Because it needs to fit in an envelope. Look at that. What do you guys think? Ah, yes. Okay. Then let me share with you the rest of the cards because I have not put these in envelopes yet. So this was Daffodil Delight. And then I have Berry Burst. And one thing I wanted to tell you guys, like I'm mailing these as swaps, but, and they're going out individually. Like I mail this one to somebody and this one to somebody that's all in the swap list. One of the things that's important when you're mailing a card that has a black inside, look at this is pumpkin pie, is especially when we do swaps, we have to put a piece of printer weight paper in here because the going through the machines at the post office will take this black and it'll rub it onto my white layer. And so we found that out through swapping, right? So we put that white in the inside of our swap so that when the people we're swapping with, other demonstrators get these, they don't have black transferred from here to here. So just a little tip for you. But here's pumpkin pie. Here is melon mambo. This is melon mambo. I had lots of melon mambos, some more berry bursties. Here comes a poppy parade. So I just made these in a variety of colors so I didn't have to have like 10 packs of the Brights designer paper, right? Here's daffodil. Here's poppy. Oh, here's a flirty flamingo. Isn't that pretty? I think that is the end of my rainbow of colors. I bet you I had some extras of these also in here. But anyways, I'm going to get these out in the mail tomorrow. They're due in the mail tomorrow, so that I'm not late. I have just a whole bunch of them here. But yeah, these are the cone flowers. And I just think this is so, so pretty. This bundle really kind of caught me by surprise. And the dies are just really neat. I can't wait to use that double die. This one, I'll be doing something with that. Maybe next week. We'll see. We'll see what I come up with. Where I'm going with things next week. But yeah, so fun. And again, a couple fun folds here. We've got the horizontal corner fold and the vertical corner fold. I will have all the directions. I shouldn't say directions. The video is the directions, but all the dimensions for these scoring on my blog, which again is at www.AStampAbove.com. In probably about an hour and a half, I have to photograph all these, edit, do all my coding, get a whole blog post ready. There'll be a complete ingredient list of all the colors that I used on the cards that I made tonight, the names of the embellishments, the names of the colors, the names of the embossing folders, all that stuff. Don't forget about the 50% off starts June 3rd, 50% off. You buy one and get one at 50% off any products from any of our suites. So that's going to be really fun. I'm going to totally take advantage of that because I don't have all of everything yet. It doesn't usually take me long. I have no control, but that's my problem. That's one of Kelly's issues, not yours. I do have some mail that I wanted to share tonight, you guys. Let me show you a couple absolutely gorgeous cards. Oh, this one is from Shelley Caldwell. Look at this. Little origami going on here, you guys. This is so, so pretty, right? We might have to do this. Really, really fun. Thank you, Shelley, so much for your beautiful card. Shelley also mailed me all the directions to be able to recreate this. So I'm excited and I so appreciate it. Then we have Barbara Shepherd. Look at this beautiful daisy card. My mom has this planter on her deck and it's got all kinds of different flowers in it, but it's got these white, beautiful daisies with the yellow middles. And I thought, oh, I wish I would have gotten some daisies. I love daisies. But she got some happy mail and thanks me for that. And she likes the video. So I will keep those coming, Barbara. Thank you so much for your beautiful card. And then Joe sent this adorable card. I love the way she used that black and white designer paper behind here. This is the Totally Toadstools, I think it's called. Stamp set, super, super cute. And she's thanking me for the sympathy card I sent because she lost her stepfather. So Joe, your card is super cute and I love it. I love this set too. All right. Let me see. I'm going to try to come back to you, which is a little tricky. So just bear with me. I'm okay. Now I think you can hear me, right? I think you can hear me because I just added myself back to the stage. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you will give these cards a try. Lots of fun ideas here, vertical and horizontal corner fold. You know, I love a fun fold, right? They're my favorite. But then also this. So pretty. So pretty. I love these cards. I gotta make sure I keep these. Hang on, I gotta get these back in here so I get my swaps out in the mail. I don't want to have to run to the post office with the kids tomorrow. That would not be cool. So swaps headed in the mail. I will get this blog post done first though, so you guys don't have to wait too long for that. In the future, I am hoping to be able to get my dimensions typed up ahead of time for my blog posts and be able to share them as like maybe an overlay or another screen that I can push the buttons for you. So that'll be nice. And if you're watching on like a computer, you can do a quick take a picture with your camera on your phone, or you can do a screenshot. I do those all the time on my computer. Or you'll know they're there, and you can, when the video's over, you have the ability to fast forward and rewind through by that little toggle switch that's at the bottom of the video. So you can go all the way up to where Kelly puts the dimensions on the screen. So I'm hoping that'll be a lot easier for you. And again, huge thank you to Sarah for helping me tonight. She just happened to pop in and go, or no, she messaged me on Facebook Messenger and said, I think you're using StreamYard tonight, aren't you? Would you like me to pop in and help you? And I'm like, yes, and yes. So that was so nice. It's so nice to have those people in your corner, right? She knew that I was feeling a little like, I forgot my crown, you guys, because I was like worried about getting this set up and making it work right. So not to say that we won't have problems in the future, but I think this worked pretty sweet. Do you guys think so too? I like being able to just push buttons and go from my phone, which is right here. And I just ordered a new camera, so I won't have to use this anymore. So that'll be nice. I know Sarah suggested one, and I'm like, yep, I'll try it. So thank you guys so much for all your kind comments. And welcome again to all my new team members. Gosh, it's so good to have you on our team. And we're going to be having a lot of fun. June 10th is our team meeting for the month of June. That's through Zoom. So everybody, no matter where you live, can join it. And it's recorded. So if you can't join that night, you can always rewatch. But we'll have a lot of fun. I have Shannon West coming to do a demonstration on kits for us. So that'll be really fun. Shannon West is my demonstrator development manager from the home office in Riverton, Utah, from Stampin' Up. So lots of fun stuff there. Can't wait. All right. Nancy says, sweet dreams. Oh, yeah. I know, Barbara. No crown. I was preoccupied with making this work. So next week, I promise. My mom's name is Karen. And her last name is Flynn, Flynn. I am a Kelly Flynn. You don't get much more of an Irish name than that, do you? I'm not really Irish, though. Oh, well. I love Irish. You guys have yourselves a great night. I will be back live here again on, I believe, next Sunday, June 8th, 7 p.m. Central Time. Be here or be square. That didn't rhyme. Be there or be square. Well, that didn't really work either. I hope you can make it. Have a great week, everybody. Good night. Don't forget to share. Share, like, thumbs up. Thank you.